Today, we are making a simple, traditional, one-pan roasted chicken and potatoes.
The goal here is a dish that is perfectly soft on the inside and just lightly golden on the top. Let's begin.
We'll start with our ingredients and preparation.
As you can see, the ingredients are very straightforward. We'll need chicken thighs, potatoes, a little oil, and our seasonings: salt, black pepper, and dried thyme.
The first thing we're going to do is pat the chicken thighs dry. This is an absolutely crucial step because removing the moisture from the skin is what allows it to get nice and crispy in the oven.
Now, before we cut the potatoes, let's address a very common question. Why is it so important for the potatoes to be evenly sized?
Well, this is why. We need to cut our potatoes into even cubes. If you have some big pieces and some small pieces, the small ones will finish cooking too quickly, while the larger ones will still be hard and undercooked in the center. Making them all the same size ensures they all cook at the very same rate.
All right, with our prep work done, it's time to move on to seasoning and arranging the pan. This is where we start to build all that wonderful flavor.
Go ahead and take your potato cubes and toss them with the oil and salt. You want to make sure every single piece gets a light, even coating. This is what's going to help them get brown and tender as they cook. Next up is the chicken. We're going to season it with the salt, pepper, and thyme, and make sure you get both sides. You want that flavor everywhere.
Okay, here's another really important idea we need to talk about before putting everything on the tray. It's called overcrowding. This is what happens when you put too much food onto a baking sheet, and it prevents the hot air from getting to every surface.
And this shows you exactly why that's a problem. When everything is in a single layer, the food can actually roast, which is what makes it crisp. But if the pan is overcrowded, the food just ends up steaming itself, and that will make it soggy.
So, to avoid that, we're going to spread the chicken and potatoes out in a single layer on a large baking tray. You see how there's a bit of space between each piece? That space is what lets them roast properly. And just like that, our pan is ready. Now we can move on to the final part, roasting to perfection. Your oven should be set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. That consistent high heat is what we need.
The total time in the oven will be 45 minutes.
Now, how do you know when it's perfectly done? You're looking for two things. First, the skin on the chicken should be a nice deep golden color. Second, the potatoes should be tender. The easiest way to check is to pierce one with a fork. It should slide in easily with no resistance.
Okay, our time is up. Let's have a look at the finished dish.
And here it is. You can see the chicken skin is golden, and when we check a potato, the center is soft and set. This is correct.
Your one-pan meal is ready.